Every second, the world changes, markets rise, leaders speak, stories unfold. To keep up, you don't just need news, you need clarity, you need speed, you need perspective.
That's why Aneke TV brings you the global pulse. Accurate, reliable, right when it matters most. Aneke TV. Move with the world.
Good afternoon and welcome to news across the country on Aneke TV. We apologize for the delay. I'm Good Hope Chukuma. Glad to have you join us. Headlines. Federal government introduces strict regulatory framework for emergency centers. Nigeria targets 2030 for full domestic funding of HIV and tuberculosis programs. Nigerian army arrests soldier over alleged 114 million naira fraud and false service claims. Details of the news. The federal government has launched a major crackdown on Alamajiri learning centers across Nigeria. Facilities failing to meet the new operational standards under the new national policy on the enhancement of Alamajiri education face immediate closure. All centers must now register with local authorities and maintain biometric records of every learner. Street begging by children has been strictly banned. Any registered center found sending learners to beg will undergo a probation period of 3 to 6 months before permanent closure. The government has mandated the integration of literacy, numeracy, and digital skills into Quranic studies to modernize the curriculum. Age restrictions have been enforced, allowing boarding for children aged 12 to 18, while adult learners are to be accommodated separately. Welfare and health standards are also mandatory, including provision of at least 3 outfits, footwear, personal eating utensils, clean water, adequate ventilation, and 1 toilet for every 25 learners. The Ministry of Education says these reforms aim to protect vulnerable children and exploitation and integrate the Almajiri system into Nigeria's formal educational framework, ensuring compliance and accountability across all learning centers. The federal government has announced plans to end dependency on international grants for HIV and tuberculosis programs by 2030. Speaking in Abuja, the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Pate, stated that Nigeria will prioritize domestic resource mobilization and innovation integration to sustain its healthcare system. In line with this strategy, 2 major public health initiatives were launched: a multi-sectorial accountability framework for tuberculosis and a long-acting injectable pre-pressure exposure analysis for HIV prevention. The injectable is expected to benefit 1.9 million Nigerians living with HIV who face challenges with daily oral medication. Officials say the reform will improve efficiency in the use of domestic funds and strengthen surveillance and diagnostics across the country. Health stakeholders and development partners have welcomed the move, highlighting the increasing competitiveness global health funding environment. The government emphasized that the transition to full domestic financing will be gradual but deliberate. By 2030, Nigeria aims to fund its first fight against HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria entirely from its own resources, ensuring a sustainable and accountable public health system. Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf has directed all political appointees intending to contest the 2026 general elections to resign by March 31st, 2026. The directive issued in a Wednesday circular mandates compliance with Section 88, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act to avoid conflicts of interest. The governor stressed that any official seeking elective office must submit their resignation or retirement notice on or before the deadline. Ministries, departments, and agencies have been instructed to widely publicize the circular to ensure no appointee misses the timeline. This move aims to safeguard public resources and maintain a level playing field during the campaign period. Officials failing to comply risk disciplinary action or disqualification from participating in the electoral process. The directive mirrors a similar federal action where President Bola Tinubu required cabinet members seeking election to resign. Kano's policy underscores the state's commitment to transparency and accountability in public service ahead of the 2026 election. Akwa Ibom State Chief Judge Ekaite F. Obot has concluded a comprehensive inspection of state correctional facilities, resulting in the release of 63 inmates from Uyo Custodial Center. This brings the total freed during the week-long exercise to 100 individuals. The reviewer identified prisoners held on questionable grounds or suffering severe health conditions, including 20 critically ill inmates and a pregnant woman in her final trimester. One case involved Magdalene Bassi Edet, who had already served a 10-year sentence. Others were released due to missing files and administrative lapses. Justice F. Obot warned released inmates to go and sin no more, placing some on probation to facilitate reintegration. She also cautioned police and magistrates against unlawful detention practices, including expired remand orders. Officials highlighted that the Uyo Custodial Center, built in 1912 and housing over 1,600 inmates, is overcrowded and structurally strained. The releases are aimed at improving facility management and protecting human rights. Abia State Governor Alex Oti has directed the immediate commencement of the Abia State Integrated Infrastructural Development (APSID) projects. Speaking to a delegation from the African Development Bank and the Federal Ministry of Finance, the governor cited delays caused by internal administrative bottlenecks. Governor Oti rejected a mid-year start and mandated that work begins before the rainy season. He appointed his chief of staff to oversee project implementation and report weekly on progress. The governor emphasized that funds, including the state's 2 billion naira counterpart contribution, are fully available. The delegation praised the financial commitment but warned that 2 years have been lost within the 5-year project window. Immediate action was agreed upon to remove bureaucratic hurdles and ensure timely delivery. The administration aims to deliver large-scale infrastructure benefits to residents while demonstrating efficient project management and accountability. The Southern Kaduna Community Development Association's forum has issued an urgent security alert over threats of coordinated attacks by terrorists and bandit gangs. Chairman Dr. Samuel T. Achie warned that communities in Kachia, Chikun, and Kajuru local government areas are specifically targeted. The forum reported that hundreds of residents have been kidnapped in these areas over the past 3 months. It criticized federal, state, and local governments for limited preventive action and called for heightened intelligence gathering and proactive security measures. Leaders emphasized that threats must be treated as immediate risk, not rumors. They urged authorities to dismantle gangs before attacks occur, highlighting the recurring pattern of warning followed by violence in the region. The forum stressed that safeguarding Southern Kaduna depends on decisive government intervention to prevent lives and property and prevent further destabilization. At Federal High Court in Kaduna has adjourned the bail hearing for former Governor Nasser El-Rufai. El-Rufai faces a 10-count charge by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) for alleged money laundering and conversion of public property. El-Rufai, escorted under heavy security, pleaded not guilty to all charges before being returned to ICPC custody. Defense counsel Upon Akpan requested immediate release to prepare for trial, but prosecution led Dr. Osoboni Ekoe Abonisia opposed, citing potential interference with ongoing investigations. Presiding Judge Rwano Aikawa scheduled the formal bail argument for March 31st, 2026. The former governor remains in custody following his transfer from EFCC detention on February 19th. The high-profile case has drawn national attention, with security officials maintaining strict surveillance around the court premises to prevent disruptions during proceedings. You're watching Aneke TV news across the country. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, all at Aneke TV. Now, a quick reminder of major developments in the news. Federal government enforces new operational standards for Almajiri centers. Nigeria targets 2030 for self-funding of HIV and tuberculosis programs. Coming up shortly, Army arrests soldier over alleged 114 million naira fraud. We'll be right back shortly.
In a world that never stands still, where stories break in seconds and moments shape history, one station keeps you connected to your nation, to the continent, to the world.
From breaking news to powerful stories, from business and politics to culture, lifestyle and entertainment, we inform, we inspire, we keep you ahead.
This is more than television. This is your window to everywhere that matters.
Aneke TV. Move with the world.
Welcome back. The Nigerian Army has arrested Staff Sergeant Aneke Simon for allegedly orchestrating a 114 million naira fraud using fabricated military achievements. Simon, an officer of the Army Engineers Corps in Lagos, was intercepted at Port Harcourt International Airport while attempting to flee to Abuja. Investigations indicate he collected funds from multiple companies and individuals by posing as a decorated military veteran. The suspect allegedly claimed involvement in the 2010 operation that eliminated notorious kingpin Osikankwe in Abia State, a claim disproven by official military records. He also reportedly faked combat injuries from Boko Haram and operations to solicit government financial aid, despite having no record of deployments to the northeast. Authorities further revealed that Simon rebranded injuries from a civilian motorcycle accident as combat wounds to bolster his scheme. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and military provost units are now handling his transfer to Lagos for further investigation. The arrest underscores the need for stricter verification of military personnel seeking recognition or compensation. Security agencies have called for tighter oversight to prevent the exploitation of veteran support schemes. The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency has launched a sensitization campaign targeting community leaders in Orile Agege Local Council Development Area. Over 70 members of the Community Development Committee participated in training designed to make local leaders first responders for abuse victims. Participants were trained to identify warning signs of domestic and sexual violence and to handle sensitive cases with confidentiality. Emphasis was placed on early intervention, survival support, and proper reporting protocols to strengthen the connection between victims and authorities. The committee chairman, H.A.K. Oderinde, urged members to act as ambassadors by sharing knowledge across neighborhoods. Leaders committed to promoting the DSVA toll-free reporting line as a household resource for timely action. The agency emphasized that empowering local influencers is critical for creating safer communities, ensuring swift responses to abuse, and fostering vigilance throughout Lagos State. Nigeria will officially launch the national single window on Friday, March 27, creating a digital one-stop shop for all import and export processes. The system integrates the Nigeria Customs Service, Nigerian Ports Authority, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, and the Nigerian Revenue Service to eliminate bureaucratic bottlenecks. The program allows traders to complete documentation, licensing, and payments online, reducing the need for physical visits to multiple agencies. The federal government estimates that port delays previously caused the economy $4 billion annually, with the NSW projected to recover nearly $2.7 billion through faster paperless trade. Advanced data analytics and AI profiling will reward compliant businesses with expedited processing. Government officials have established service-level agreements with agencies and implemented technical redundancy measures to prevent operational disruptions. The phased rollout aims to boost transparency, cut clearance times, enhance industrial productivity, and position Nigeria ports as competitive regional hubs for international trade. Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister Nyesom Wike is pushing for a strategic partnership with Japan to accelerate Abuja's development. During a meeting with Japanese Ambassador Suzuki Hideo and Japan International Cooperation Agency representatives, Wike emphasized collaboration on urban planning, agriculture, and education. Ambassador Hideo reaffirmed Japan's commitment to supporting Abuja's growth, including environmental initiatives such as plastics value chain project with UNIDO. The agency's ongoing interventions in power, water, and health sectors aim to enhance quality of life in the territory. The FCT is also witnessing political shifts as former Senate Minority Leader Philip Aduda leads a rainbow coalition to strengthen grassroots support for the ruling party. Local leaders from Kwali, Kuje, and Buhari area councils have formally joined the APC, citing confidence in the federal government's development agenda. This partnership and political alignment are expected to boost the FCT's infrastructure and institutional capacity, paving the way for sustainable governance and strategic international collaboration. The Ogun State government has launched a campaign to plant over 5 million trees, emphasizing environmental sustainability and economic growth. The initiative, unveiled in Abeokuta on International Day of Forests, seeks to integrate forestry as a key driver of employment, agriculture, and industrial productivity. Commissioner for Forest Taiwo Oludotun highlighted the benefits of forest cover, including soil protection, carbon storage, and water regulation. The government aimed to reverse past undervaluation of forests in economic planning. Efforts include cracking down on illegal logging and bush burning while partnering with private investors to restore depleted reserves. The initiative also encourages residents to plant trees and participate in conservation practices. Head of Service Kehinde Onasanya stressed forests as safety nets against climate disasters. Ogun State aims for long-term environmental resilience, linking sustainable forestry to improve livelihoods and economic stability. Now in sports, the Nigerian national football team, the Super Eagles, has opened its training camp in Antalya, Turkey, ahead of friendlies against Iran and Jordan. The fixtures were relocated from the Middle East due to regional conflicts. European-based players joined the squad to begin intensive drills under coach Eric Chelle. The 2023 roster blends AFCON 2025 bronze medalists with new talents, including goalkeeper Maduko Okoye, defender Emmanuel Oluwasegun Fernandez, and forward Philip Otele. The team aims to rebuild following the missed 2026 World Cup qualification. The first match against Iran is scheduled for Friday, March 27th, followed by a clash with Jordan on March 31st. These games offer the Eagles an opportunity to test tactical formations and assess new players' readiness. Coach Chelle emphasized team cohesion and strategic evaluation, viewing the friendlies as critical for long-term squad development ahead of future competitions. Rwanda defeated host Nigeria by 6 wickets at the NCF Women's T20 Invitational Tournament. Nigeria, battling first, was bowled about 90 runs, with Henriette Ishinwe claiming 6 wickets. Rwanda chased the target in for 15.4 overs, scoring 93 without losing a wicket. Nigeria briefly resisted as Lilian Ude claimed early wickets, but inconsistent support from other bowlers allowed Rwanda to regain control. Isinwe was named player of the match for her all-round performance. In another encounter, South Africa defeated Zimbabwe by 28 runs, posting 145 runs and restricting Zimbabwe to 117, led by match Ashley Van Wyk. The results highlight Rwanda's continued dominance and provide key competitive insight ahead of the ICC under 19 Women's World Cup for Southern African teams. Still in sports, Super Eagles and Fulham midfielder Alex Iwobi narrowly escaped an armed robbery at his London residence. Intruders reportedly held Iwobi hostage while ransacking the property, stealing high-value wristwatches, jewelry, tech devices, and cash. Police estimate the total loss at approximately 500,000 euros, including 200,000 euros in the safe. Iwobi and his family escaped without physical injury. Authorities have launched an investigation with no arrests made so far. The raid has prompted the football community to rally in support of Iwobi, praising his composure during the ordeal. London police continue efforts to track the suspects. Authorities are calling for heightened security awareness among high-profile individuals to prevent similar incidents. Now in entertainment, veteran Nollywood actress Ireti Doyle has addressed her split from ex-husband Patrick Doyle, emphasizing her choice to maintain privacy. Speaking to Morayo Afolabi Brown, Doyle explained she remained silent to protect her peace and focus on self-reflection. She noted that only close friends and family were entitled to details, rejecting the pressure to make personal matters public. Doyle described the process as painful but necessary for personal growth and avoiding repeated mistakes. Despite the divorce being finalized in 2023, she will retain the professional surname Doyle. Patrick Doyle has since remarried, with both parties maintaining mutual respect. Doyle urged others facing similar circumstances to prioritize internal healing over social media exposure, framing privacy as a form of empowerment. Still in entertainment, Nollywood actress Rachel Okonkwo has responded to colleague Zubu Michael's joke about her single status. During a light-hearted exchange on set, Michael suggested her wealth might deter potential partners. Okonkwo countered, emphasizing financial independence and selective partnership, stating she would not engage in a poverty alleviation relationship. She highlighted the importance of building her own foundation before seeking a partner. Her response has resonated online, earning praise for challenging traditional narratives about successful women and marriage. Okonkwo continues to advocate for women self-sufficiency, asserting that personal purpose and achievement take precedence over societal expectation. And now to end the news across the country, here are the main points again. The federal government has introduced a strict regulatory framework for Almajiri learning centers nationwide. The policy implemented through the Federal Ministry of Education requires all centers to register with relevant local authorities and maintain biometric records of learners. The government has also prohibited street begging and mandated the integration of literacy, numeracy and digital skills into Quranic education as part of efforts to safeguard children and modernize the system. Nigeria has set a 2030 target to fully finance its HIV and tuberculosis program without reliance on foreign donors. The coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, announced the plan in Abuja, stressing the need for increased domestic resource mobilization and stronger accountability in the health sector. The federal government also unveiled new initiatives, including the multi-sectoral tuberculosis accountability framework and a long-active injectable preventive treatment for HIV. The Nigerian Army has arrested Staff Sergeant Amoki Simon of the Army Engineers Corps over an alleged 114 million naira fraud linked to false claims of military heroism. According to military authorities, the suspect was intercepted at the Port Harcourt International Airport while attempting to travel to Abuja. The Army, working with the Economic Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says investigations revealed that the soldiers allegedly solicited funds from individuals and organizations by falsely presenting himself as a decorated combat veteran. That's the news across the country on Aneke TV. For breaking news and eyewitness reports, call 070-3043-7110 or follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all at Aneke TV. On behalf of the producer Chidimma Asogwa and the entire news team, I'm Good Hope Chubuma, thanking you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.
My name is Dr. Emmanuel Ihechi Asonye. I am the CEO of Omenka App LLC. I created Omenka App for the preservation of Igbo language and culture. Omenka App was established in New Mexico and it is headquartered in Albuquerque, but currently we are also being registered in Nigeria. We have a website. We are also on social media because my app is primarily for the Igbo community. In 2006, something significant happened among the Igbo community. UNESCO predicted that Igbo language was going to go into extinction, and that was because Igbo people are one of the most traveled people in the whole world. So the more children are born outside of Igbo land, the more they get disconnected. The app is on iOS, it's also on Android. Access the website and download the app from there. And over 2,000 people are using the app right now. But there's an app that will teach you about Igbo culture, Igbo people. We have Igbo poems, we have riddles and jokes, we have Igbo proverbs, then we have the word section where you are going to search Igbo words. Whatever word that you can find in English, you want to make sure it is found in the app in Igbo language. And I encourage everybody from their communities, you can do what we're doing in Omenka app with your own language and with your own culture. Do not allow your culture or your language to die.
Across Nigeria, from bustling cities to quiet rural communities, one institution has endured the test of time: the traditional leadership. Long before modern governance structures emerged, these institutions were the heartbeat of society, providing leadership, justice, and social cohesion in ways that remain indispensable to this day. Traditional institutions are not merely ceremonial. They are custodians of Nigeria's rich and diverse cultural heritage. From the Obas of Yoruba land, the Emirs of the North, to the Igwe and Obi of Igbo land, traditional rulers preserve centuries of customs, language, festivals, and rituals. They ensure that the stories, values, and identity of their people are not lost in a rapidly changing world. What sets these institutions apart is their organic legitimacy. Unlike elected officials whose authority depends on periodic votes, traditional rulers derive their influence from ancestry, community consent, and deeply rooted cultural norms. This legacy makes them trusted arbiters, moral authorities, and stabilizing forces within their communities. Their position above partisan politics allows them to mediate dispute and guide society with a unique combination of wisdom and authority. At the grassroots level, traditional institutions are indispensable for governance and social order. They resolve dispute, manage land and chieftaincy matters, and acts as intermediaries between local communities and government policy. In rural areas where formal structures are often distant or overstretched, the presence of these leaders ensures continuity, fairness, and accessibility in governance. Beyond mediation, traditional rulers are catalysts for development. They mobilize communities for education, healthcare, and infrastructure projects, while acting partnerships from governments and private entities. Their influence ensures that development initiatives are participatory, culturally appropriate, and sustainable. In this way, traditional leadership becomes a force for progress as well as preservation. Traditional institutions also play a vital role in maintaining security by leveraging local knowledge and community networks. Rulers provide essential intelligence and oversight, collaborating with security agencies to prevent and mitigate conflicts. Their involvement strengthens community resilience and reinforces the social contract between citizens and the state. Equally important is the moral and ethical dimension of traditional leadership. These institutions instill values of respect, integrity, communal responsibility, and peaceful coexistence. In a society grappling with ethical and social challenges, the guidance of traditional rulers remains a vital instrument for fostering discipline and virtue. In a nation as diverse as Nigeria, traditional institutions serve as a bridges of unity. They manage ethnic and cultural diversity, promote dialogue, and encourage mutual respect, while preserving distinct local identities. Through their wisdom, they help maintain harmony and stability across communities that might otherwise be divided. The traditional institution is far from a relic of the past. It is a dynamic, enduring pillar of Nigerian society, a custodian of heritage, a mediator of peace, a driver of development, and a moral compass for generations. To harness Nigeria's full potential, there must be a deliberate integration of these institutions into governance and national development strategies. For in preserving the past, guiding the present, and shaping the future, traditional leadership remains at the very heart of Nigerian life.
In a world that never stands still, where stories break in seconds and moments shape history, one station keeps you connected to your nation, to the continent, to the world.
From breaking news to powerful stories, from business and politics to culture, lifestyle and entertainment, we inform, we inspire, we keep you ahead.
This is more than television. This is your window to everywhere that matters.
Aneke TV. Move with the world.
In a world that never stands still, where stories break in seconds and moments shape history, one station keeps you connected to your nation, to the continent, to the world.
From breaking news to powerful stories, from business and politics to culture, lifestyle and entertainment, we inform, we inspire, we keep you ahead.
This is more than television. This is your window to everywhere that matters.
Aneke TV. Move with the world.
In a world that never stands still, where stories break in seconds and moments shape history, one station keeps you connected to your nation, to the continent, to the world.
From breaking news to powerful stories, from business and politics to culture, lifestyle, and entertainment. We inform, we inspire, we keep you ahead.
This is more than television. This is your window to everywhere that matters.
Aneke TV. Move with the world.
Good afternoon, Nigeria. Good afternoon, my people of 042. It's your girl Gift, official social lawyer here on the J Central, where I give you hot, spicy gist. What I mean, hot, spicy gist. And you know what it's gonna be for? It's gonna be me and you here, in my setting. And I don't know where your setting is. I am here live in Obiago. To the people of Enugu, you guys are amazing, and I'm giving a shout out to a couple of Ndo Ofo, to Ndineme, Ndime, to my people of Nkano, all the people across the city of Enugu, and I have the best hit entertainment gist for you today. And we have the gist and groove where we spill out amazing hot topic, things trending on the internet. And I don't leave any table untouched. I keep breaking the table. And for my number one spotlight gist for today, I have my almighty actress. She's celebrating her 30th anniversary. One of the legendary, I call her legendary Omotala Jiladin. She's celebrating her 30th anniversary. It's a remarkable thing for her and her family. This is one of the marriages in the Nollywood space which inspire a lot of people. There's this popular notion that celebrity marriage, they last. They last. But we should have the likes of Omatala, the likes of Mercy Johnson and the rest, being an inspirational role model to the people out there. They are giving it, shout out to Omatala and her husband, Captain Matthew Ekinde, having their spicy, a renewed honeymoon stuff. Matala has been all flashy all over the social media this time around. I'm saying, I call her almost sexy. She's reincarnating the almost sexy we know before. And, she's, giving out some dope movies, trending online. So, shout out to Matala and her husband and her family. And I'm moving over to my second gist. This particular celebrity has been on the neck of so many guys out there. You know what I mean? And she is real music. She is an ex-Big Brother housemate, and she has been known for this, dishing out some tips for young lady out there. Telling them there are things when you are 30, it's not a do or die affair. It's just a time for you to cope up and live up, the lifestyle which you have built for yourself. One thing she uses, her caption is financial freedom is for a woman who has vision and not dependent on the man. I know she has listed a lot of things, and she tagged it that 10 things in which a lady must do when she is clocking 30. She said, number one, you have to freeze your eggs if you can. This is one thing she listed. And number two is invest in your health. Go to gym and do so many other things. Number three, she listed build a solid circle, at least one international genuine friend. Moral lesson. I think from her I'll open my own university. Number four, she said one PowerPoint is, do something that you feel unstoppable. And her number five, she said at least one beautiful wig. When you look at social lawyer today, you understand I'm being motivated today. And number six, she says stay top of your health. And regularly checkups, do your regular checkups, and your body fits and so many things. She said her number seven is skincare discipline. try to shade up your skin, especially when hot Nigeria this period. Make sure you cover yourself and look all doopy and snatchy. And number 8, she say upgrade your wardrobe, even your nighties and lingerie. And that's for her. And number 9, say take care of your smile, whitening teeth and oral hygiene. And her number 10 and last, she said remember age is a power. Date who aligns with your younger or older self. Smart move. I call it smart move by Uriel. This is just telling a woman that age is just a number. Don't look down on yourself. Don't feel depressed when you have these tips. When you're above 30, don't panic because you're on top of your game. You can actually see an intentional man who could deal with your, 30 and above age, things. Just do your thing and be who you are and look dope. Yes, especially this Nigeria, just look it. Don't look like a problem. Take number 1 tips from me. Don't look like a problem. Always look like social lawyer. If you don't know who else to look like social lawyer. I don't dish out my own tips. Now you know what to agree with me. And over to my third gist is all about Leo. Leo as this time around, Big Brother Niger housemate has just been dishing it all, giving their teachings. Leo has been an ex-Big Brother housemate who said he narrated a story. He said a very close friend of his back in the uni traveled to Thailand in 2024 to have BBL. She never returned to England. I remember watching them move her body to the morgue on the news and arresting the doctor when against the surgery ever since she was just 24. And this actually gives us, takes us back to the previous trending news about a young lady who went to advance her body, adjust her boot, and end up, buying. I don't say you shouldn't advance your body, do some body makeover and this, but see, it shouldn't be the risks of your life. I don't know. If you are beautiful in and out. Who appreciate you. But most of the times we ladies, we want extra, we want more. When you want more, you should just be ready for what that more could get you into. Do you understand? When you want more, you should be ready for what that more will actually get you into. Just make up your mind that whatever you see while trying to get more, you should be used to it and accept it as your fate. The doctors out there must make money and you have to look good. So either you choose the risks or you choose to be safe. The two ways is an option for you. So if you want to belong, take the risk. If you just want to belong and be there, take the risk. It's a two-way round. It's either you join, or if you can't join them, beat them. But if you can't beat them, join me. Shashi lawyer here telling you that you can join me. Welcome to the club where we just feel confident in our lot. And moving over to my next, our 9 Dangote has just said something on X and it has just been trending. It says rising oil price may force Nigerian workers to work from home, and you know what it means, just like the time of COVID where people go and work from home. As I just imagined working from home, and it's gonna be spicy, but the vibes of coming out look good, trying to no need for you to update your wardrobe. You just have to be the social lawyer, I don't know, but I see some people, sorry, I see my friend was like, these days I see myself, checking under the hot tub from the long distance where I'm coming from and being all sweaty and tired, not ready to work for that day. I just hope Nigeria doesn't come to that point, but if it comes, I have to, lock it down and, hustle my way out. Over to my next gist. It's about Katefe. Katefe reveals that Boniface is his best friend anyone can ever have, the best friend that anyone can ever have. He said he has helped him so many times and arranged his stream with Victor Simen, where he says this kind of friends that can bring you opportunity without ever expecting anything in return. He just wants to see you grow. Jokes aside, Boniface is one of the most humble and simplest human being ever seen. A friend like Boniface, where I go meet the beacon. I really need Boniface, Boniface, I beg, link me up. I need a friend like him. I need someone that could, take me all diving, If you can lead me to meet Davido and the rest. Boniface, who am I? Please, I'm here. Social Lara is here. And you can always be there, wherever you are. Just one thing I always say is have an intentional friend. What I mean, have someone who, when you wake up in the morning, you can easily call on the person, beckon the person, and be like, please, this is my problem. The person will be like, I got you. That feeling when someone says, I got you. That feeling is out of the world. When someone say, I got you, baby girl, I got you, my guy, I got you. Not friends when you call and be like, oh, I'm in trouble, can I help me? I'm like, let me miss you. You're on your own. When your friend do it, like you call out for help or rescue, say you're on your own. Otilo. You are your own. Like actually you are your own. But if you have a friend like Boniface has claimed, allegedly said by Katefe, you just be like, guy, I got you. I can actually link you to this person. It's not a big deal. There's this confidence that comes with, I have you, I got you. It's not a big deal. Consider it done. Please who's gonna say that to me, because I have a lot of requests down here, like right? Okay, moving over to my hot gossip, and it says, I don't think a man who loves you would be comfortable asking you for money. I'm telling you, don't ask me. Don't even ask me. Don't ask me for money at all. If you're going to ask me, even if you're going to ask someone for money, make sure you have impacted in one way or another. You have sown a seed. There's something we say, sow a seed into my life, and when it germinates, I will share. Not that there's this funny thing that happened one day. Someone just called me impromptu. We have not talked on the almost said anything to each other for years. When I mean years, I mean long away years, only for the person to call and be like, gift, how far, how are you? I felt fine. Longest time. Wow, yeah. You still have my number? I said yes, I do. And he said, oh, okay. Please, can you help me? I just said, delete. Oh, now because you want something and you're asking me. But if you actually want something from the ladies, actually you have to give in something. Like, you have to spend, or you give in something that will, bring out something for the lady. Now when you're asking, it's not feeling like you have that entitlement spirit or something, but it's just a way of the lady appreciating the effort and the whatever you're doing. Not just that you just come in and ask. But as a man, please don't ask, so just make your money, just be the giver, we like the giver. See, I know some people will be punching me from the screen, but I mean that's me being me. We ladies like the givers. Givers never lack. So men are meant to be the givers. I know some people are just eyeing me and saying that, but yeah, men are meant to be givers, not we the ladies. We are the receivers. For people that don't like me, yes, we are the oracles. We are meant to collect. What I mean, collect that mullah, not to give. Don't ask me, please. Don't just ask me. And moving on to my next gist, and it says, name a pain that someone can not truly understand unless they have experienced it. When I lost someone very dear, close, the pain was unimaginable. It was unimaginable. I don't know. I felt like at that point people could not feel the pain I was feeling because the person was very dear and close. And afterwards, when I lost huge amount of money, and we were like, "Hey, sorry. I don't need direct shift. You sorry. This sorry you're telling me. Can it just bring back the money I lost? Oh." No, it cannot just actually bring back the money I lost. So I was just pained. I was just being overpaid. Like when I mean overpaid, and I was just being cranky and just, But I better said, yeah, it's just one pain that I don't wish upon my enemies. I don't wish anybody to feel those kind of pain because it's very hot and spicy when you lose someone very close to you. I'm moving over to my last gist for today, and it is, what's that one thing you can never do for money? Hey Uchim. They look good. What is that one thing you cannot do for money? I want, this question will have its reward out there. I will not be the one to answer this question. So if you have one thing you cannot actually do for money, go to our official handle page on Aneke TV, on TikTok, on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook. Go out there and drop your comments because we have a reward for our winner. And you know what it is? Our reward can be very, very spicy way. I mean spicy. I keep cooking and you keep eating. You understand? If I cook, you eat. And it is all for today's edition on this show. Thank you guys. Thank you to the people of Enugu. Thank you to my viewer out there for always listening, watching, and staying tuned. Always share your comments and opinion on any of our G's. When you feel you have one thing to contribute, just feel free. Just send us your comments. We'll read it out and talk on it. It's part of it, because it is you and I in this show. And you know what it is? I am your official social lawyer. Thank you, and it will be all for today. Bye.
Every second, the world changes, markets rise, leaders speak, stories unfold. To keep up, you don't just need news, you need clarity, you need speed, you need perspective.
That's why Aneke TV brings you the global pulse. Accurate, reliable, right when it matters most. Aneke TV. Move with the world.
Across Nigeria, from bustling cities to quiet rural communities, one institution has endured the test of time: the traditional leadership. Long before modern governance structures emerged, these institutions were the heartbeat of society, providing leadership, justice, and social cohesion in ways that remain indispensable to this day. Traditional institutions are not merely ceremonial. They are custodians of Nigeria's rich and diverse cultural heritage. From the Obas of Yoruba land, the Emirs of the North, to the Igwe and Obi of Igbo land, traditional rulers preserve centuries of customs, language, festivals, and rituals. They ensure that the stories, values, and identity of their people are not lost in a rapidly changing world. What sets these institutions apart is their organic legitimacy. Unlike elected officials whose authority depends on periodic votes, traditional rulers derive their influence from ancestry, community consent, and deeply rooted cultural norms. This legacy makes them trusted arbiters, moral authorities, and stabilizing forces within their communities. Their position above partisan politics allows them to mediate dispute and guide society with a unique combination of wisdom and authority. At the grassroots level, traditional institutions are indispensable for governance and social order. They resolve dispute, manage land and chieftaincy matters, and act as intermediaries between local communities and government policy. In rural areas, where formal structures are often distant or overstretched, the presence of these leaders ensures continuity, fairness, and accessibility in governance. Beyond mediation, traditional rulers are catalysts for development. They mobilize communities for education, healthcare, and infrastructure projects, while acting partnerships from government and private entities. Their influence ensures that development initiatives are participatory, culturally appropriate, and sustainable. In this way, traditional leadership becomes a force for progress as well as preservation. Traditional institutions also play a vital role in maintaining security by leveraging local knowledge and community networks. Rulers provide essential intelligence and oversight, collaborating with security agencies to prevent and mitigate conflicts. Their involvement strengthens community resilience and reinforces the social contract between citizens and the state. Equally important is the moral and ethical dimension of traditional leadership. These institutions instill values of respect, integrity, communal responsibility, and peaceful coexistence. In a society grappling with ethical and social challenges, the guidance of traditional rulers remains a vital instrument for fostering discipline and virtue. In a nation as diverse as Nigeria, traditional institutions serve as a bridges of unity. They manage ethnic and cultural diversity, promote dialogue, and encourage mutual respect, while preserving distinct local identities. Through their wisdom, they help maintain harmony and stability across communities that might otherwise be divided. The traditional institution is far from a relic of the past. It is a dynamic, enduring pillar of Nigerian society, a custodian of heritage, a mediator of peace, a driver of development, and a moral compass for generations. To harness Nigeria's full potential, there must be a deliberate integration of these institutions into governance and national development strategies. For in preserving the past, guiding the present, and shaping the future, traditional leadership remains at the very heart of Nigerian life.
Need advert placements, coverage for events, or the latest news stories? Call 070-3043-7110 right now. Aneke TV, move with the world. In a world that never stands still, where stories break in seconds and moments shape history, one station keeps you connected to your nation, to the continent, to the world.
From breaking news to powerful stories, from business and politics to culture, lifestyle and entertainment, we inform, we inspire, we keep you ahead.
This is more than television. This is your window to everywhere that matters.
Aneke TV. Move with the world.
Dear woman, this is a safe space for you to feel seen, heard, and acknowledged. My name is Chidima Osowa. I am your companion on the journey of being a woman. But today we're talking about protecting your peace, protecting your space, protecting your self-space, protecting your energy. So yeah, we're talking about protecting your peace, but it can also mean protecting your safe space, your energy. And I recall back in the day when I would see people talk about protecting your energy, and I'm just like, nope, I'm not listening, because I felt like protecting your energy had to be some metaphysical thing. But protecting your energy really is not even metaphysical. It's just the same thing as protecting your peace, protecting your safe space. Because when you protect your peace, you have your energy to do other things. So sometimes that's what it means. But let's talk about protecting your peace. Now, protecting your peace has to do with protecting yourself, protecting your emotional and mental well-being. It has to do with creating boundaries, setting limitations, setting standards that will make people not to cross a particular threshold, or people or situations or things not to get you to a particular point. So that's what it means. Basically, protecting your emotional and mental well-being, or creating systems that stops situations and people from getting you to a particular point of distress. So that's basically what it means to protect your peace, or protect your safe space, or protect your energy. There are a couple of reasons why you need to protect your peace and your energy. One, for your productivity. If you don't protect yourself, don't protect your peace, it often affects your productivity. You find your productivity decline, you're just not in the mood, you're just tired, those kind of things. Secondly, it has physical effects, which can result in tiredness. You are tired, you are anxious, anxiety. These are the physical effects that not protecting your peace can cause you. It can lead to burnout. You're just not there. You don't even know what's happening. You're just not there. It can cause something like that. You're burnt out, no ideas, no new creativity, nothing. You're just not feeling yourself, basically. Then can cause identity crisis and unnecessary pressure. When I say identity crisis, you can be so much in distress, or your emotional well-being and your peace can be effed up so bad that you begin to live your life according to what other people want you to, or sometimes it can lead to you living your life according to other people's standards, not really your standards. Then it can also lead to poor decision making. When you are in that emotional state, you are not doing things because you want to. You are doing things because it's pleasing to others. You're just doing things to, you're not even in the right frame of mind to be making a decision in the first place. Let's just use, for instance, someone is injured, rushed to the hospital. Oftentimes, they will not tell that person that is in the hospital in distress to sign so and so form for a particular surgery or a particular method of treatment that is going to be taken, they will ask somebody close to that person to sign it, because they know that person is not in the emotional frame of mind to be signing such documents. So yes, when you are emotionally distressed, when you are not protecting your peace, it could lead to poor decision making. Another thing is that it can lead to strained relationships. Now, when I say strained relationships, is in two parts. It can lead to you maybe snapping at wrong people. You are getting angry at someone for something somebody else has done to you. It can also lead to, you just one day you have been carrying this thing on your mind for this person, like this person has been offloading on you, and one day you just snap. It can also lead to you gaining weight, and when I say gaining weight, some people, this falls under the physical effects, because some people are emotional eaters. So when they are just in that headspace, the next thing they think of is food. They want to have something in their mouth, they want to eat, they want to munch on this, they want to munch on that. And you know what happens? Yeah, that's that. These are some of the consequences that you get when you allow yourself, or you do not protect your emotional peace, you do not protect your peace, your energy. And it can also lead to, worrying. You worry a lot about things that you can't control, things that you can't do anything to stop. You just find yourself worrying, you worry a lot. These are the things that can cause you. Now let's talk about how to protect your peace. Now the ways you can protect your peace, sometimes it means cutting people off. Yes, I know none of us want to cut people off, but sometimes it means cutting people off. And if you can't cut them off, limiting their access to you, or limiting your access to them, whichever way you want to put it. It could be, let's say, someone in your life that constantly criticizes you. Everything you do, the person is criticizing you. Once you tell that person something, they are criticizing the way you did it, how you did it, why you did it, all those things. Sometimes you just need to stop telling that person things so that you reduce the criticism and feel better about yourself. Now, I had this friend some time ago that out of all her siblings, she felt like she was the ugly one out of all of them, like she was the imperfect one. And this girl is a speckle. Like, if you bring all the family sets out together, they are all beautiful people, don't get me wrong, in the family. But she's set, like she's looking good, she's a gorgeous girl, but she had that mindset that every other person is better than her. And that thing from like banters and the kind of conversations they will have, that kind of thing. And she never stood up for herself. Her siblings would just tell her, oh, look at how you're looking like this so person that is so ugly. Ah, look at your nose, oh, look at your mouth, oh, look at your chin, just looking at this person. Making that reference. And it often led to this girl thinking that maybe I'm not that pretty, maybe I'm not that beautiful. But she never spoke up for herself. And this is what not protecting your peace can do. You just tend to carry on identity that are not yours, that are other people's own, because you are accepting or you're tolerating of what they are doing. Another way of you protecting your peace can sometimes look like you limiting your social interactions. When I say social interactions, I mean social media. Now, if you go online, you will see a lot of posts telling you, hate men, you're married this, you're married that, you're married this, you're married that, a young girl this, a young girl that, you do this, do that, do this, do that, motherhood this, motherhood that. And sometimes when you carry all those things, when you hear all those things, it becomes overwhelming to you. And sometimes you begin to act it out in your personal life. Those things are not really necessarily true. So those people are not really certified to give those advices or share those. They don't even know what they are talking about. They just want to trend on social media. They just want to get views. They just want to get likes. They just want to get comments. They want to stir up. There was something we call rage baiting. When you say something that that people are going to disagree with, just to get traction or reaction on your page. So these people are just looking for that traction. They just want to meet, they just want to get paid. They are looking for money. But then you internalize what they are saying and you start practicing it in your home. Maybe they tell you that motherhood is a burden, motherhood is this, motherhood is that. And you see yourself, it shows up in your reality. Motherhood becomes hard for you, becomes difficult, becomes a burden. Your partner becomes a burden. It becomes someone that is no longer supportive, but trying to weigh you down, not necessarily because they are, but because this is something you've heard over time on social media, and then you are interpreting it in your personal life. So sometimes it looks like you cutting off content like this, creators like these, people that share this sort of opinion that would get you to that point. It also leads to limiting your social interaction in terms of the particular people you influence with. This one comes on WhatsApp or sometimes Instagram. People that you know, they start posting. Don't get me wrong, they are posting that they are getting married, they are posting that they have kids, they just got a new car, they just started a business, they just packed 1 million orders, they just did this, they just purchased a land, they just bought gold, all these things, they went on vacation. It's a lot. And sometimes if you don't have things going on for you at that point, it can be triggering, and it just puts you in that state of distress. So what I do for me is, when I notice that, okay, this kind of person's post is triggering something in me, I'm happy for them, but then it's touchy, I just tend to mute you for a particular period in time, just for me to get myself back. So you could mute a particular person or people on your WhatsApp status, on your Instagram, just so that you don't see all their posts for the meantime, and it doesn't affect your mental well-being or mental health. It can also be like you saying no to things. There are things that people will ask you to do. Oh no, I can't. No is a complete sentence. I know that when we grow up, when you say no, they tell you why, or you grow up and people trying to antagonize you for refusing to do things. But one of the things that you need to learn as an adult is that no is a complete sentence, and sometimes just no, I can't. Saying no, it often helps.
Every second, the world changes, markets rise, leaders speak, stories unfold. To keep up, you don't just need news, you need clarity, you need speed, you need perspective.
That's why Aneke TV brings you the global pulse. Accurate, reliable, right when it matters most. Aneke TV. Move with the world.
Sometimes it has to do with you choosing yourself or prioritizing your rest. There are times when you're just so exhausted, and you know that everybody is looking at you. Girl, keep doing this, keep doing that, but you're exhausted. You just need rest. You know that you need to get rest. Just go and take that rest. Go and rest for 30 minutes, for 1 hour, and gain yourself back. Not try to fulfill what another person is looking on to you to do. So protecting your peace is it's a lot, but it's also a small thing. It's you knowing yourself, knowing what triggers you, what can get you to this edge, what can push you over, and then avoiding those things, creating a system that will help you avoid those things. If it's somebody that tends to trigger you with the things they say, limit your interaction with that person. If that person is family, try as much as you can to still limit your conversation with that person. If it is a situation, maybe someone invites you to a particular thing, and you know that the way they treat you when they invite you to things, you don't like them. Next time they invite you for something, you say no. Sometimes it looks for people sharing when you want to do something. Yes, this one is important. When you want to do something and you share with people around you, you're hoping for support, but then they try to tell you that, okay, no, I don't think this is going to work. Not necessarily because it's going to work, but they're just negative about what you want to do. And you find out that each time you talk to them and they tell you this, you tend to not do that. Stop telling them. And then there are other people that all they do is they call you and they tell you all their problems. They never just call you for you guys to have a light conversation. It's always about pouring their problems on you. When you notice, and if you're someone that tends to internalize problems, someone like me now, when you keep dumping problems at me, I tend to soak it up. I'm like a sponge. I soak it up, I carry it on my head, it start bothering me, I start thinking of what's going on in this person's life. Like, it just bothers me a lot, so I tend to carry things a lot. And because I know that I tend to carry things a lot, sometimes when I notice that you always bother me, sometimes I'll just excuse myself, because I know that I'm like a foam. Let me just say a foam. I'm soaking in all of this, and I don't want to do that, because at times, most times, it's definitely going to work out for you. But I've already killed myself worrying about you or worrying for you or trying to go the extra mile for you, trying to even bankrupt myself to see that you are okay. So knowing that this is my trigger, I tend to back off a bit, or I tend to, when I'm worried, I'm just like, shh, calm down, chill. You create systems by removing these sorts of people from your life. People that are always coming to you when they're happy, they don't come home. When things are going well for them, they don't come to you. But when the slightest sight of trouble comes, that's when they remember that you exist and they just want to pour their problems on you. Sometimes, this can look like you worrying about things that you can't change. When I find situations that I can't change, I can't do anything, but I'm going to worry. But as a human being, you can't help yourself but worry about things. When I find myself in this predicament, I often try to pray about it. I try to use the word of God. There is something like I think Jeremiah 37 or 30:37, either Jeremiah 30:37 or Jeremiah 37, that says that I'm the Lord. Is there anything too hard for me to do? So when I find myself in this and I'm worrying, I just tell myself, is there anything too hard for God to do? No, there's nothing. And it just calms me down and I keep proceeding with my life. Protecting your peace is underrated. If you protect your peace, you are productive, you are in your space, you are happy, you blossom, you feel contented with what you have, you're focusing on the future, on how to make things better, on creative energy, creative thinking, creative mindset, positivity. That's what happens when you protect your peace. So this year, I know that we talked a lot about achieving goals, achieving the goals that we set for ourselves in this year 2026. But to achieve those goals, to create those boundaries that we talked about in creating boundaries, you can check our previous episodes. To actively participate even in the upcoming elections, sometimes it means you protecting your peace and protecting your energy from influencers that will try to influence you to vote for this candidate or do this or do that. Sometimes you just need to protect your peace and limit your interactions with them. Then you make up your mind on what you want to do and you focus and you do it. So I implore you that on this episode, take the time out, know what you can do to protect your peace. Is it people that you need to cut off? Is it people that you need to distance yourself from? Is it situations that you need to remove yourself from? Sometimes it's even organizations or groups that you find yourself in and they're just pressuring you and causing you to be in emotional distress. Find out what that trigger, that edge, that stopping point is for you and protect your peace. Channel your energy to positive things, to contentment, to productivity. Alright? Yeah. I think I've said it all. So let's go to our bowl of words. We'll pick a word and whatever that word is, we'll just talk lightly on it and we'll proceed. So I want my eyes to be closed. So this is something we've gotten previously before. It says you are given this life because you are strong enough to live it. You are living this life because you're strong enough to live it. There is nobody in this world that you can't live without. So there are times I tell myself that, oh my God, how are people surviving without their partners? How do people survive without their parents? How do people survive without their siblings? But the truth is, God created us independent. That is the truth. Yeah, we say that a person is not an island. That is true. But there is nobody in this life that you can't do without or you can't live without. You can live without anybody. You can live without anybody. If parents or moms can leave their children and they are doing bubbling fine in their newfound life and their children are also thriving, you can live without anybody. So when you notice that someone is a constant source of distress to your life, cut that person off. A situation, sometimes even a job, when a particular job does nothing but compounds your problem, you just need to leave that job. So you are strong enough. You are given this life because you're strong enough to live it. Yes, you are strong enough to take the decision to protect your peace, your energy, your mental and your emotional well-being. And I truly hope that you are strong enough to do this and you take the bull by the horn and do this. Because on the other side is beauty, on the other side is love, on the other side is peace. Peace is underrated. On the other side is peace. You sleep, you have positive dreams. Even if you want to have dreams, you're not seeing that particular situation. But someone like me, when something happens, I can dream about that particular situation in 1001 ways and I don't have rest. So on the other side is peace, joy, productivity, creativity, and zeal. So just take advantage of that. Alright, my name is Chidima Asoba and this is Dear Woman. Remember that Gentleman shows on Aneke TV every Wednesday and Saturday. Make sure to watch, make sure to like, and make sure to drop a comment or share this video to someone that you believe this topic of protecting their peace is going to be relevant to. I love you. Bye.
Every second, the world changes, markets rise, leaders speak, stories unfold. To keep up, you don't just need news, you need clarity, you need speed, you need perspective.
That's why Aneke TV brings you the global pulse. Accurate, reliable, right when it matters most. Aneke TV. Move with the world.
Across Nigeria, electricity has become an everyday struggle. Blackouts are no longer occasional, they are part of daily life for millions of Nigerians. In homes, families spend long hours in darkness. Parents worry about keeping food fresh. Children struggle to study. And the cost of running generators adds to household expenses in an already challenging economy. Businesses are also feeling the pinch. Shops, restaurants, and small factories often spend more on fuel for generators than they earn in daily revenue. Perishable goods spoil. Production slows. Evening sales decline. Electricity, which should be a basic necessity, has become a luxury. Experts say the crisis stems from multiple factors: technical failures and aging infrastructure in the national grid, frequent gas shortages, and operational inefficiencies in distribution companies all contribute. Maintenance outage and tariff adjustments have further reduced the supply of electricity across the country. The impact on national development is significant. Schools struggle to conduct evening classes. Hospitals depend heavily on generators to keep life-saving equipment running. Businesses lose revenue, and the cost of doing business rises. The lack of stable electricity slows economic growth and limits opportunities for millions of Nigerians. Experts recommend practical solutions: increasing electricity generation, especially through renewable sources like solar, wind, and hydro, could reduce reliance on gas. Upgrading and maintaining infrastructure, stabilizing gas supply, and encouraging private sector participation in independent power projects would help expand supply and improve efficiency. Off-grid solutions such as solar panels, mini-grids, and inverters can supplement national supply, ensuring homes, schools, and businesses continue to function during outages. Energy conservation, smart meters, and transparent billing systems can also reduce losses and encourage reliable supply. Some businesses have already combined solar power with backup generators, cutting fuel costs by nearly half. Schools and hospitals using mini-grids continue operations even when the national grid fails. Expanding these solutions nationwide could significantly reduce the impact of blackouts, saving households money and boosting productivity. For now, Nigerians wait for a lasting solution. Stable and reliable electricity is not just convenience, it is the backbone of daily life, economic growth, and national development. Need advert placements, coverage for events, or the latest news stories? Call 070-3043-7110 right now. Aneke TV, move with the world.
Time, the silent witness to human courage, the keeper of memory, the archivist of greatness.
Across the vast landscapes of Africa, from the savannas to the bustling cities, voices once rose, ideas once bound, and visions once dared to challenge the limits of their age.
They were not merely individuals, they were epochs in human form.
In literature, minds such as Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, and Ngugi wa Thiong'o reclaimed the African narrative.
Through ink and imagination, they dismantled distorted histories and restored the dignity of African identity. Their words were not just stories.
They were mirrors, reflecting a people long misunderstood, and windows opening the world to the depths of African civilization.
In the realm of science and knowledge, pioneers like Philip Emeagwali proved that African intellect could reshape the frontiers of computing and technology. Their work was a quiet revolution, reminding the world that innovation knows no geography.
And in leadership, towering figures emerged when history demanded courage. Men like Nnamdi Azikiwe, Kwame Nkrumah, Nelson Mandela, and Julius Nyerere redefined freedom, not as a privilege bestowed, but as a right reclaimed.
They spoke for millions. They endured prisons, exile, and resistance. Yet, their vision transcended the politics of their time.
They dreamed of a continent awakened. Today, their echoes travel through generations.
In every African classroom, in every curious mind, in every dream that refuses limitation. For history is not merely what has passed, it is the foundation upon which tomorrow stands.
The past still speaks. Its lessons remain. Its voices endure.
This is not just remembrance, it is inheritance. Echoes of the past, where history breathes and legacy lives on.
In a world that never stands still, where stories break in seconds and moments shape history, one station keeps you connected to your nation, to the continent, to the world.
From breaking news to powerful stories, from business and politics to culture, lifestyle and entertainment, we inform, we inspire, we keep you ahead.
This is more than television. This is your window to everywhere that matters.
Aneke TV. Move with the world. an age of endless information, the true advantage is not access, it is interpretation. Welcome to Aneke TV, where journalism goes beyond headlines, beyond reaction, beyond speculation. Here, stories are investigated, issues are analyzed, voices are challenged, because an informed society is a stronger society. A discerning audience is a powerful audience. We are live, daily broadcasting, relentless clarity. Aneke TV, where knowledge meets broadcast.